Welcome back, Sophie. Sophie's like,
So,
we've done this so many times. What are we going to talk about? I'm like, oh, we're going to talk about the Kindle Flash Sale because
yes.
today it kicked off. We're finally here. Welcome, Sophie, to talk about the Kindle Flash Sale and, of course, our books and why we keep participating in Kindle Flash Sale. In fact, let's actually start with that question. So, Sophie, you are the author of one of the books that's participating in the Kindle Flash Sale. This is your second time joining us. Yeah, tell us just generally why you like the concept of lowering your price, making less money, right, from your book, and yet you're like, yeah, this is a great idea. I love this marketing plan. So share a little bit about the concept and who you're trying to reach.
Yeah. So I love the Kindle Flash Sale idea because it's a way to kind of get back out and talk about your book again, because there are a lot of people out there who need the book that we've written. And so once you launch it, it feels like, oh, well, I've said everything I have to say. So this is kind of like a shot in the arm, like a little caffeine boost, that allows you to share your book and talk about it again and have these interviews. And also what I love about it is the interaction, the networking with all the other authors as well. That's really cool. I mean, there's a bunch of books in there I want to read, some I have read, some I'm in the process of. So yeah, it's really
Well,
cool.
let's actually talk about your book first, and then we'll talk about all the books that you are looking forward to reading or have read. I'm going to put your book up on the screen as you talk about it. So,
All
Unlock Your
right.
Impact. Tell us a little bit about this book.
Yes. So this book came about because I found that a lot of the entrepreneurs around me hated marketing. And even though I was a global marketing person in a Fortune 50 company, when I started my business, I realized, well, I actually don't really know how to do marketing. And so I learned marketing and I learned all the strategies and tactics from the bro marketers who were talking loudly on the internet. And I hated it and I was miserable. And I found that many other people had that experience as well. So I actually had another sort of parallel activity that wasn't even business, which was using LinkedIn. And I had all kinds of fun, but also success, business success there. And I thought, why is this working when the rest of the stuff isn't working? So I distilled down everything I was doing that was working into a bunch of core principles that I connected together in a system called the magnet model. And I now teach that in programs, and I captured it in my book, Unlock Your Impact, which is called The Roadmap to Magnetic Client Attraction for Entrepreneurs Who Hate Marketing.
So my favorite part, by the way, is is the fact that you actually just name who it's for in that way, like so clearly.
Yeah.
um,
And
yeah,
some people actually said, "Oh, you don't want to use the word hate. It's very controversial." And so I had conversations with people around me, and I gave choices, and people were like, "No, hate. It's good. Meaning
loathing.
it's hate." So I said, "Okay." And every time I say it, when I get to the word hate, the heads start to nod.
Yeah, yeah. Well, your book is one of the books in this, and I'm gonna actually I took a little video scroll. These are all the books that are in the Kindle Flash Sale. There's so many titles to choose from. I'm gonna just briefly share the books that I included. And this is really exciting for me because this is a rare thing. I actually have all four of my books in my hand. What? I feel like I don't know. Like this is like goals that I had no idea I even had when I started out. So I am putting all my books in, starting with Croissants versus Bagels, which was my first book, and I thought my only book about networking at conferences. And then Smallest Big Results, which is the book that I shared my process for building an audience before you try to sell anything. And then this is everything I learned about running Zoom events and break out of boredom. And then my most recent book that literally just launched last week is Launch Your Book, An Entrepreneur's Guide to Reviews that Drive Revenue. What books are you most looking forward to, Sophie, in this wild list of books?
Yes. So there's one that I would recommend to everybody, which is 14 Nights to Better Sleep by
Mm.
Diane Wolf. Um, I don't have sleeping problems, but still there is a lot of gold in there, and it's just a simple, do it 14 nights, simple process. One I'm looking forward to reading is Publish Your Purpose, because that feels very aligned with my kind of marketing. And one that I have read and find fantastic is Inspire Your Buyers. It's
Mm.
really the kind of philosophy that has inspired my own book and my own way of marketing. It's really connecting with your audience and not just pushing, but sort of attracting them into a different world. So
So that's from Bruce Shear, who's
yeah.
incredible. He's been part of this now for many, many times. It comes back to Kindle Flash Sale. I love him so much, and he's great about writing. He writes reviews and holds the book up on his
Yeah.
phone. It's so cute. So a great book to highlight. And then Jen Grace wrote Publish Your Purpose, because she actually owns a publishing company called
Mhm.
Publish Your Purpose, and she works with very much your kind of people, mission
Mhm.
driven, purpose driven entrepreneurs interested in writing books. And I love the book because it's really great fit for my launcher book, because people are committed to creating this great book, but they don't
Mhm.
always know what to do with it. So I agree. I definitely would highlight that one. A couple that I have my eye on that I want to tell people about are, one is Reframe, the leadership dance. This is one of my clients, actually, Stacey Larson. Incredible launch. She is really, really focused on the conversations that leaders can be having, down to how they could have their meetings one on one with the people that report to them, which I think could be done so much better. And I think people can learn a lot from her. Susan Fitzell wrote Neurodiversity in the Workplace, another client of mine. Great book, because as she said, she worked for 2 decades or more working with neurodiverse students in elementary schools and high schools. Well, those kids all grew up and they went into the workforce, and they still need some kinds of support. And so, how do we create spaces for everyone to connect and engage? She's made a really good point that it's not DEI to want people to feel safe and like they belong. It's just basic humanity. And so those are two that came to mind. But I feel like there was like five. There's so many. I'm actually wanting to read. One of the ones that's new to here is Magic: Making a Good Impression Count on and Off the Golf Course by Karen Kaufman. And again, back to like the networking piece. I think that's really cool. Also, I don't know
Mhm.
if you noticed this, but Magic, the acronym is Making a Good Impression Count. I think that's so clever. I just looked at that.
Yes,
So I'm going to
that's
just
cool.
scroll these books one more time so people can take a little peek. You go to KindleFlashSale.com, or if you want to help Sophie out, go to KindleFlashSale.com/Sophie. And then she gets credit for the fact that you clicked on the link from our partner link. Now, there, I'm just excited to spend a little time talking to you also about marketing books, because you said the camaraderie is there. You're trying to get the book into more people's hands, but you also are willing to drop your price. And I know how much you poured into creating this book. So why is it okay as an author to periodically lower your book price? Because I definitely have had a little bit of pushback, and there might be some authors who are listening to this being like, "You did what now?" so so why does this work in your favor?
Well, I mean, if there are authors out there who are writing books for the purpose of making money from the sale of the books, I could see why they would hesitate. But frankly, giving up $2, $3 for each copy sold, that's not what it's about. I mean, the idea of writing a book in my mind is to spread ideas. So making it 99 cents is just it's a gimmick. It's a way of just making people take notice, and then the point is to get them to buy the book and hopefully read it. So it's not about the $2 or $3. And besides, the ROI is great, because if one person buys the book and buys a $2,000 program
Right.
from you, you've a little bit more than made up for the $2 you sold.
A little bit more. I hope that everyone hears this message and goes and checks out Unlock Your Impact, one of the books I'm going to recommend from this flash sale. Definitely check out everything Sophie's creating beyond the book as well. And that's the purpose of this. We want to give you a little taste. In fact, you read Sophie's book, you're going to hear her voice. I love the way it's written. You're going to hear her voice in your head, and you're going to know she's the kind of person you want to work with. Sophie, thanks for spending some time with us today.
You're welcome. It's my pleasure always.